What if you could walk through life like a mountain, standing tall while storms rage around you, completely untouched? Imagine being so rooted in your strength that nothing could shake you. Not words, not setbacks, not even the moments that once left you feeling powerless. Most people live at the mercy of their emotions, thrown from side to side by every small offense, every unexpected turn, every harsh word. But deep down, you know you're meant for something more. You know you were not born to be easily broken. You were born to master yourself, to rise above, to move through the world with a quiet power that nothing and no one can steal from you. There is a strength hidden inside you, a strength greater than any storm you'll ever face. And the truth is, it has been there all along, waiting for the moment you decide that your peace, your power, your destiny are not up for negotiation, waiting for you to finally stop giving pieces of yourself away to people and things that don't deserve a second of your energy. The world will not stop testing you. Life will not suddenly become easier. There will always be critics. There will always be challenges. There will always be moments that push you to your edge. But hear this, it is not the absence of problems that makes a person powerful. It is the ability to stay calm, centered, and unbothered in the middle of them. The real power lies in how you choose to carry yourself when the ground shakes beneath you. Every time you let something small steal your peace, you hand over a piece of your power. Every time you react with anger, frustration, or fear, you let the outside world dictate who you are inside. But every time you breathe, every time you pause, every time you choose stillness instead of chaos, you build something inside yourself that can never be broken. You are not here to be a puppet to your emotions. You are here to be the master of your mind, the architect of your own unshakable spirit. Imagine walking into every situation knowing that nothing can touch the core of who you are. People may talk, situations may fall apart, plans may fail, but none of it defines you. None of it controls you. You stand in the middle of it all, untouched, unwavering, unstoppable. That kind of strength isn't given, it's built, and today you start building it. Because when you learn to act as if nothing bothers you, you don't just appear powerful, you become powerful. You step into a life where peace is your home, not your reward. You free yourself from the emotional chains that keep most people trapped in cycles of reaction and regret. You stop living on the edge of frustration and start living from a place of real, lasting power. You will discover that most things that try to hurt you are not as strong as they seem. They only have the power you give them. Insults lose their weight. Failures lose their fear. Rejection loses its sting. Because you realize that none of it touches who you truly are. None of it defines your worth. None of it deserves the keys to your peace. This is not about pretending. This is not about bottling up your feelings or wearing a fake smile. This is about reaching a place within yourself so solid, so grounded, that nothing outside of you has the power to disturb it. It's about standing so firm in your own truth that the noise of the world fades into the background. It's about finding a level of calm so deep that even in the middle of chaos, you move like water, fluid, powerful, and free. Stay with this journey because by the end, you won't just know how to act as if nothing bothers you. You will feel it. You will become it. You will step into a life where peace is not something you chase, but something you own. You will tap into a strength so rare that it will set you apart in a world full of chaos and noise. And once you do, you'll never go back. Because once you taste what it feels like to be truly unshakable, to live with a mind that is free from the petty battles that drain others, you will understand something that most people never will. The greatest power you will ever have is mastering the battlefield within. Choose today to claim that power. Choose today to rise. Choose today to become unbothered, untouchable, and unstoppable. Your future self is waiting. There is a truth that many never fully grasp. Everything that happens around you, every action, every word, every situation, is just noise. It has no power over you unless you let it. The moment you let a word, a glance, a situation control your emotions, you're giving away pieces of your peace. You are allowing the outside world to dictate who you are on the inside. You become a puppet to the chaos, no longer in control of your own feelings, your own mind. But the most powerful people in this world have one thing in common. They understand that they can only control one thing in this life, how they respond. And by doing so, they reclaim their power. They choose not to react, not to surrender to the impulses of anger or frustration that others may trigger. Instead, they hold the reins of their emotions firmly in their hands. And when you master your emotions, when you are the one who chooses how to respond, the world no longer has a grip on you. Think about it for a moment. Every time you get upset, every time you allow yourself to feel anger or frustration, you are essentially saying, this situation, this person has power over me. You're giving them control. You're handing them your peace, your focus, your ability to move forward. But what if, instead, you saw these moments as opportunities to reclaim that power? What if you could stand in the face of anything, any attack, any setback, any disappointment, and say, I choose how I feel. This will not control me. This isn't about denying emotions or pretending to be perfect. It's about acknowledging that your emotions are a tool, not a master. You do not have to let anger or fear dictate your actions. You are stronger than that. You are more than your temporary feelings. The strongest people aren't the ones who never feel pain. They are the ones who feel it, but decide not to be defined by it. They feel it, and then they let it go. Imagine for a moment that every time something triggers you, you could pause. You could take a deep breath and center yourself, recognizing that this moment is not the defining factor of your life. You could look at the situation from a distance, seeing it for what it truly is, a temporary challenge, not a permanent obstacle. And then, in that moment of stillness, you choose to act from a place of peace. You choose to move forward, undisturbed, knowing that nothing external has the power to shake you unless you let it. When you decide to take control of how you react, you shift the entire dynamic of your life. No longer do you live in reaction to the world. You live in response to your own inner strength. This is where true power begins, not in trying to change the world around you, but in changing how you view the world. You are no longer at the mercy of every little setback or criticism. You become the one who decides how you will experience each moment, how you will move through each challenge. The truth is, the world will always be full of distractions. People will always be quick to criticize. Situations will continue to fall apart, and you will face challenges that seem impossible. But these things, these external forces, do not define you. You define you. You define how much power you give to the opinions of others, to the mistakes you make, to the difficult moments that threaten to knock you down. You hold the keys to your own peace. Take a moment and ask yourself, what if I no longer allowed the world to determine my happiness? What if I could be calm no matter what chaos swirled around me? This is not some distant fantasy. This is a reality within your reach, right here and right now. But to claim it, you must first understand the power of your own response. You must realize that nothing, no matter how loud or overwhelming, can ever take away your inner peace unless you allow it to. Every time you choose peace, every time you choose not to react, you are strengthening a muscle within you, your resilience. You are training yourself to stand firm in the face of adversity, to walk with unshakable confidence even when the world around you is crumbling. This muscle grows stronger every time you practice, and over time you will realize that the things that once bothered you, the things that once felt impossible to handle, no longer have the same power. They lose their grip on you because you have learned how to release them. There is power in letting go. There is power in choosing to rise above, in choosing to let things roll off your back like water off a duck's feathers. When you stop reacting, you stop giving away your power. And when you stop giving away your power, you take control of your own destiny. You build a future on your own terms, not on the terms of others or the unpredictability of life. Imagine walking through your day knowing that nothing can disturb your peace. Your thoughts, your emotions, your reactions, they are yours to control. No situation, no matter how intense, can change that. You are the captain of your own ship, and you get to choose the course. This is the kind of power that is within your grasp, waiting for you to claim it. It is not a power of arrogance or defiance. It is a power of deep inner strength and quiet confidence. It is the power that comes from knowing, without a shadow of a doubt, that no matter what happens in this world, you are always in control of how you respond. And when you take that control back, you free yourself. You free yourself from the prison of fear, frustration, and anger that holds so many people captive. You become truly unstoppable. The moment you realize that your peace, your emotions, and your state of mind are not for sale, something incredible happens. You stop letting the world control you. You begin to realize that all the external chaos, the criticisms, the disappointments, they're not personal. They are simply events. And it is not what happens to you that defines your life, but how you choose to respond. You begin to understand that nothing in this world has the ability to disrupt your inner calm unless you let it. When you stand firm in your own identity, when you know who you are and what you stand for, the noise of the world becomes irrelevant. The constant barrage of opinions, the toxic energy from others, the inevitable mistakes and failures, they no longer have the power to shape your world. You, and only you, decide what deserves your attention and what doesn't. And when you decide that your peace is non-negotiable, that you will not be moved by the whims of others, you free yourself from the prison of external validation and fear. This isn't just about ignoring everything around you. It's about understanding that what happens outside of you is temporary. What happens inside of you is where your true power lies. When you let the outside world dictate your emotional state, you become a slave to that world. But when you decide that your emotional state belongs to you alone, when you take responsibility for your peace, you shift everything. You shift your perspective. You shift your ability to handle stress, to handle challenges, to handle the most difficult situations with grace and power. Imagine standing in front of your biggest challenge, the one that used to shake you to your core. Before, it would have sent you into a spiral of frustration, anxiety, or anger. But now, you look at it and smile. You know it has no power over you. You know that this is just another opportunity to prove to yourself that nothing, absolutely nothing, can disturb your inner peace. You are not what happens to you. You are what you choose to become in the face of it. The world will try to test you. People will try to push your buttons. Life will throw curveballs that seem unfair and unjust. But when you learn to let go of the need to control every situation, when you stop reacting with frustration or fear, you step into a higher level of awareness. You no longer take things personally. You no longer let the opinions of others or the challenges of life dictate who you are. You see them for what they are, fleeting moments in time, obstacles to be moved around, not mountains to climb. This shift in perspective isn't just about avoiding emotional reactions. It's about understanding that your worth, your power, your peace, they come from within, not from external validation or circumstances. It's about stepping into a state of mind where nothing is personal, where everything that happens is simply a reflection of the world's natural rhythm, and your role is to move with it, not against it. You can choose to rise above. You can choose to step into your power, not by fighting the world, but by not letting it take your peace. Every time you make this choice, you strengthen the very foundation of your being. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you reinforce the unshakable core that lives inside of you. It becomes a habit, an automatic response, a way of living. You become someone who can face anything and still stand tall with a sense of inner peace that cannot be touched. But let me remind you, this is not something that happens overnight. This is a daily practice. It's a muscle you have to train every single day. And with every single effort, you are shaping a new version of yourself, a version that is unshakable, unmovable, and unapologetically at peace with who they are. The strength to remain calm, to stay rooted in your peace, is not about repressing your feelings. It's about choosing your feelings. It's about understanding that you have the power to dictate how you will respond, no matter the situation. It's not about pretending everything is okay when it's not. It's about realizing that you are in control of your inner world, no matter what chaos is happening around you. You may feel the urge to react, to fight back, to defend yourself when someone insults you or when life doesn't go your way. But in those moments, you have a choice. You can let the situation dictate your peace, or you can stand firm, breathe, and remind yourself that you are not at the mercy of what's happening outside. You are in control. You are the master of your own emotions. You decide whether this situation will steal your peace, or whether you will move through it with calm strength and resilience. This is not a passive way of living. This is not about letting the world walk all over you. It's about choosing how you want to engage with the world. You have the power to walk through life with grace, to face every challenge with the quiet strength of someone who knows that nothing can shake their inner peace. It's time to stop being at the mercy of external forces. It's time to stop allowing your emotions to be dictated by other people's actions or the circumstances of your day. It's time to claim your power, to take back control over how you feel and how you respond. When you do, you will discover a sense of freedom, a sense of strength, and a sense of peace that you never thought possible. And once you step into this power, there's no turning back. You will become unshakable. You will become a force that nothing in this world can touch, because you will know without a doubt that the greatest strength you can have is the strength to remain calm, to remain peaceful, and to remain true to who you are, no matter what the world throws your way. When you truly begin to understand the power of your own response, you will notice something remarkable. The world around you will start to change, not because the circumstances shift, not because people become more considerate, but because you begin to see things differently. You realize that your peace, your power, and your focus are yours to protect, and that nothing and no one can steal them unless you allow it. The more you reinforce this mindset, the stronger you become. You stop reacting and you start responding with intention and purpose. Every time you choose not to let external events dictate your internal state, you reinforce a new way of living. You stop being a passive participant in the drama of life. You stop letting things happen to you and start letting things happen for you. Every setback, every criticism, every challenge becomes an opportunity to rise higher, to prove to yourself that you are the one in control. The outside world becomes less of a force that controls you and more of a canvas that you paint with your own strength and peace. The beauty of this transformation is that it frees you from the constant need for validation. So many people are constantly seeking approval, waiting for others to affirm their worth, their decisions, their very existence. But when you learn to act as if nothing bothers you, you stop looking for validation outside yourself. You stop needing anyone or anything to tell you that you are enough. You begin to realize that the only approval you need is your own. You are no longer waiting for the world to tell you you're okay. You are already okay. You always have been. In this space, you are no longer bound by the opinions of others or by the expectations that have been placed upon you. You are free to move forward, to follow your own path, and to define your own success. You begin to see that your peace is a reflection of your strength. Your peace is the anchor that keeps you grounded, even when the world is swirling around you. It is the force that empowers you to face the most difficult situations without being swept away. It is the center from which everything else in your life flows. In this state of calm, you become immune to the chaos of the world. You no longer allow other people's negativity to dictate your emotional state. You no longer feel compelled to react to every criticism or every challenging moment. Instead, you observe, you breathe, and you choose your response. This is the power of emotional sovereignty. This is the power of being able to maintain your center, no matter how the world tries to spin you off course. This doesn't mean that you won't feel emotions. You will. But it means you will no longer be ruled by them. You will be the one who decides when to let them in and when to let them go. You will recognize that emotions are a natural part of life, but they do not define you. They are simply waves passing through the ocean of your mind, and you, the captain of your own ship, decide how to navigate them. This is the essence of self-mastery. It is not about controlling every single thought or emotion you have. It is about having the strength to observe them without being consumed by them. It's about knowing that you can experience anger, frustration, or sadness, but they do not have to drive your actions. You are the one who decides how to move forward. You are the one who chooses whether you will stay grounded or let the storm pull you off course. When you learn to act as if nothing bothers you, you become the master of your own life. You stop being at the mercy of your circumstances, your relationships, or the opinions of others. You start living from a place of inner peace and power, and when you live from this place, the world begins to change around you. Challenges no longer feel like insurmountable obstacles. Instead, they become stepping stones to greater growth and greater strength. This is the power of acting as if nothing bothers you. It's not about pretending to be unaffected. It's about realizing that you have the ability to choose how you engage with the world. You have the ability to rise above, to let go of things that no longer serve you, and to move forward with a sense of peace and purpose. It's about understanding that life is constantly in motion. Things will come and go, people will enter and exit your life, and challenges will continue to arise. But none of it has to throw you off course. You are the steady force. You are the one who decides whether you will remain grounded or allow yourself to be swept away by the tides of external influence. And when you choose to remain grounded, when you choose to remain at peace, you will find that the things that once bothered you lose their power. The criticisms, the setbacks, the difficulties, they no longer have the ability to shake your sense of self. You have built an inner fortress, a strength that no external force can penetrate. This power, this peace, this calm, it's all available to you right now. It's a choice you can make in every moment, no matter what's happening around you. When you choose to act as if nothing bothers you, you are not only changing your emotional state, you are changing your entire life. You are stepping into a new reality where you are the one who defines your experience, where you are the one who decides what affects you and what doesn't. You are no longer a passive observer of life. You are the creator of your own experience. And when you realize this, nothing will ever be able to shake you again, because you will know without a doubt that your peace, your power, and your potential are yours to keep, and nothing and no one can take them from you. When you stop giving power to the external world, you begin to see a transformation within yourself that is undeniable. It's not just about how you react, but about how you feel in every moment. No longer are you bound by the ups and downs of life. You no longer feel the need to chase the fleeting highs of success or try to escape the lows of failure. Instead, you stand firmly in your own power, knowing that true happiness and peace do not come from outside circumstances. They come from within. This shift in perspective is not just freeing, it is transformational. You see, for so long we've been taught to look outside of ourselves for validation, to seek approval from others, and to measure our worth by the things we achieve or the opinions others have of us. But when you learn to act as if nothing bothers you, you stop playing the game by those rules. You stop measuring your worth by standards that were never yours to begin with. You begin to recognize that the only opinion that truly matters is your own. And when you stop seeking validation from others, when you stop allowing your happiness to depend on the outcome of external events, you unlock a peace that is untouchable. It becomes a deep-rooted understanding that no matter what happens, no matter what others say, no matter what the world throws at you, you are enough just as you are. You are enough not because of your achievements, not because of the approval of others, but simply because you exist. This is where real power comes from. It's the power to face the world without needing it to validate you. It's the power to move through your day with unshakable confidence, knowing that nothing can disturb your inner peace unless you choose to let it. This isn't about becoming numb to life's challenges. It's about being able to face them with the understanding that your peace is always under your control. Challenges become opportunities for growth. Criticisms become the stepping stones to personal evolution. And failure? Failure is simply another lesson on the way to success. Imagine what your life would be like if you could face every situation with the knowledge that you are in complete control of your emotional state. Imagine waking up each day not driven by the need to prove anything to anyone, but simply focused on being the best version of yourself in every moment. Imagine walking through the world knowing that no one can take away your peace, no one can shake your confidence, and no one can make you feel less than whole. This is the power of acting as if nothing bothers you. It's not about suppressing emotions or pretending to be perfect. It's about realizing that you are not defined by the things that happen to you, but by how you respond. It's about choosing to be the calm in the storm, to remain grounded no matter how turbulent the world may be around you. And this doesn't just change how you handle challenges, it changes how you experience life. The beauty of this inner strength is that it's contagious. When you stop reacting to the chaos around you, when you start responding with calm and confidence, you become a magnet for others who want to do the same. Your energy, your peace, becomes an anchor for those around you. People will start to notice the way you move through life, unshaken, unruffled, and always in control of your emotions. And without even trying, you will inspire others to do the same. But this power doesn't come from forcing yourself to stay calm. It comes from understanding that nothing in this world has the power to disturb your peace unless you choose to let it. When you make this choice, you free yourself from the constant emotional roller coaster that so many people find themselves on. You stop living from one crisis to the next, from one drama to the next. Instead, you live with a quiet confidence, knowing that you are always in control of how you respond to life's challenges. This doesn't mean that difficult things won't happen. It doesn't mean that you won't face pain, loss, or disappointment. What it means is that you no longer let those things define you. You no longer allow them to control your emotional state. You recognize that they are simply temporary experiences, not permanent truths, and you have the power to move through them, unshaken and unfazed. This is not about pretending to be unaffected. It's about realizing that you have a choice in how you react. When you choose to act as if nothing bothers you, you are not ignoring reality. You are choosing to see it for what it truly is. You are choosing to see challenges as opportunities, criticisms as stepping stones, and setbacks as lessons. And in doing so, you reclaim your peace, your power, and your ability to move forward with confidence. The more you practice this mindset, the more automatic it becomes. Your emotional resilience grows stronger with each day, and your sense of inner peace deepens. Life doesn't need to be perfect for you to feel at peace. The world doesn't need to change for you to find happiness. You realize that your happiness, your peace, and your sense of worth come from within. They are not dependent on the outside world. And once you realize this, once you understand that you have the power to choose your response to everything that happens, you become unstoppable. You stop living in reaction to the world, and you begin living in response to your own inner strength. You no longer let the world dictate how you feel. Instead, you dictate how you feel, and that changes everything. Nothing and no one can take away your peace unless you choose to give it away. And when you decide that nothing will shake your inner calm, you become a force to be reckoned with. You become someone who walks through life with the quiet confidence of someone who knows their own power. And that is the kind of person who can achieve anything. Because when you are no longer at the mercy of the world, you are free to create your life on your own terms. And there is nothing more powerful than that. The moment you step into your own power, when you stop allowing the world to dictate your peace, you unlock the kind of freedom that most people can only dream of. You become unstoppable. Not because the world suddenly becomes perfect, but because you have learned how to stay grounded no matter what. You realize that your peace does not depend on what happens around you. It depends on what happens within you. This is the secret to true resilience, the ability to remain unshaken in the face of adversity. Think about the greatest achievers in history. What set them apart was not their ability to avoid obstacles, but their ability to remain calm, focused, and determined despite the challenges. They understood that every situation, whether it was a setback or a victory, was simply another part of the journey. They didn't get lost in the drama. They didn't let themselves be swept away by the emotions of the moment. Instead, they took a step back, centered themselves, and moved forward with clarity and purpose. This is the kind of mindset that changes everything. When you learn to act as if nothing bothers you, you are no longer bound by the whims of the world. You stop living from one crisis to the next, from one emotional reaction to another. You stop letting every little thing upset you. Instead, you begin to see each situation for what it truly is, a moment in time that will pass. You begin to understand that your emotional state is yours to protect. You don't need to react to every challenge with frustration or anxiety. You can meet the moment with calm, with grace, and with strength. The beauty of this mindset is that it doesn't just help you manage your emotions, it helps you manage your life. You become more focused, more intentional, and more effective in everything you do. You stop wasting energy on things that don't matter and start investing it in what truly does. You realize that your time, your energy, and your peace are your most precious resources, and you begin to guard them with everything you've got. This is the power of emotional mastery. It's about understanding that your emotions are not enemies to be defeated, but signals to be understood. It's about learning to observe your feelings without being controlled by them. When you can step back and view your emotions objectively, you gain the ability to make better decisions, to choose your responses, and to stay aligned with your true purpose. Life will always present challenges. There will always be people who try to push your buttons, situations that frustrate you, and moments that test your patience. But what if you could walk through every single one of these moments without letting them steal your peace? What if you could meet every obstacle with the unshakable belief that you are in control of your emotional state, no matter what happens? This is the power that comes when you act as if nothing bothers you. You become the eye of the storm, the calm in the chaos. And once you develop this mindset, you will find that challenges no longer hold the same weight. They no longer have the ability to rattle you, to send you spiraling into negative thoughts or actions. Instead, you face them head on, with the clarity and confidence of someone who knows that no external event can disturb their inner peace.